What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails of Cold Steel 4. Last time, we finished up our adventure at the 4th Armored Division headquarters at Dreknor Fortress, and we were able to rescue Alphen and Tita. Obviously, they kind of let us save them to an extent. Not really, but obviously they weren't trying to kill us, because obviously it was Elliot's father and our old instructor. And they realize what Osborne and, the Imperial government is doing is wrong, so they just wanted to test us to make sure if we had the will to continue with what we were doing. And of course, Alan is, completely sworn by the curse, so he doesn't understand. But, yeah, so we're going to move on, starting the third day, I presume, of touring Erebonia, which I believe it's going to be the 24th, so we should have a new 3 and 9 book to get, but we'll worry about that and whatever else we're going to do. So let's go. Yep, 824, there's a new 3 and 9 book to find. So what's the plan? Alright, Tita's gonna stay on board. Agate's here. Is he gonna be sticking with us? I guess so. At least for the time being. It's daylight now, but nothing seems out of the ordinary. Do you have any readings on the radar? None detected. No one seems to be pursuing us at the moment. We haven't picked up any abnormal mobilizations from any of the military divisions either. Ew, looks like Dad came through for us. The Imperial Defense Force might still be on our tail, but it's a relief to know it won't get worse than that. We got good weather and clear visibility, plus our mana engine's purring as nicely as ever. But I guess I'd be purring too if I had my own angel to give me some tender tinkering. Well, the ship was in pretty good shape already, actually. This is my first time working with a mana engine, but I'll try my best to manage. That's some baton you're passing on. Still, I'm sure she'll figure it out somehow. The mana engine is kind of like a black box, though, huh? Yes, its core is actually an artifact known as the Heavenly Chariot. But the rest of the ship was made by the Foundation, so an expert technician will still be great help to us. Well, you're looking at her. Tita was trained by two of Epstein's 3 disciples herself, Professor Russell and Professor Schmidt. True, but I wouldn't expect anything as great as them from me just yet. Guess the ship's staffing problem's just taken care of now. But our situation hasn't changed. If anything, it's only getting worse. Oh, she's dressed in her St. Estrella stuff. Indeed, and it isn't just the military whose minds are being polluted, it's spreading among the civilians as well. As a result, more and more conscripts are being deployed to the front lines. I expect my own disappearance won't be made public for the time being. To divert everyone's focus toward the war, right? If the people found out their princess had vanished without a trace, it only served to distract them. Things would only escalate if Dad and his troops were thrown into the mix. Leading ultimately to Operation Jormungandr, spearheaded by my brother and General Vandyck. The preparations should be nearly complete, but so should the countermeasures against it, correct? Right, there's still that plan of yours, Operation Milla Mirage. Yes, its arrangements have been progressing steadily with every mission we complete. Securing the release of Tita and Her Highness was one of its key aims, in fact. Me too. Holding a Liberalian hostage would make for a pretty effective check against the kingdom. But what does that have to do with this counter-operation of yours? Enough with this putting out on airs. Out with it already. Now, all will be revealed in due time. We have our own objectives to prioritize at the moment. After all, we still have no lead on Lisa's whereabouts. It's true. Green sister, huh? Can't imagine he'd let that stand. You'd think she would have stuck with the princess. Alas, we were separated when they seized us at St. Estrella. But I can't imagine she was subject to any harsh treatment given her relation to Reen. We're going to find her no matter what it takes. And continuing our patrols is the best way for us to do so. Right. We have some information coming in. I'll transfer it to the terminal for you. Same as before. Rosenberg Roundup. Okay. Lamar Road Monster. Got it. Emergency Rescue. From Celestin. Okay. And Lady Rima Bella. St. Art Cathedral. Alright. Phantom Thief B. He did help us back in Crossbell, but... What, he turned back to a life of crime the second he stepped foot in Erebonia or something? This is an enforcer we're talking about here. Still, it feels a little odd. That aside, look at this one. It's from Celestin. It would seem he is safe, despite his previously being unaccounted for. Both requests seem urgent. Best we check them out sooner rather than later. Right, let's get moving then. By the way, Instructor, it's my turn to be your little arm piece this time around. Just the two of us, alone with nothing for company but our racing hearts. And 4 other people. If only I'd brought my orbital staff with me. You better watch yourself out there, Reen, and I mean really watch yourself. I was already planning on it. Anyway, I'll be on board for the time being, so feel free to give me a haul if you need a hand. Same goes for me, I'll help however I can. Allie, so you have no room to say anything after you basically just dumped him. I'm definitely gonna bring Agate with me, favorite character in the series. Who else do I want to bring? We're going to be helping out Celestin, so I guess I can bring Eustace. I really don't know if it really matters for this who we bring. Let's bring Emma. We haven't used Emma in a while. And then, I guess Fee is fine. The situation in St. Arc Parm and Taisuke has changed. You'll be able to progress the story? Yeah. 6 bonding events this time. Oh, one of the Alphen ones is a romantic one. That's interesting. And then Toa as well. Altina. Laura. They said 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, that's it. Oh, and Machias is up here. Okay. We'll start with Machias since he's right here. Oh, hey, you two. Still no word from Paula? That's too bad. I haven't been able to get in contact with Clara either. Really? That's not encouraging. You guys mean Paula from the riding club and Clara from the art club? What's wrong? Did they go off of the grid? Seems like it. I didn't message her all that often before now, to be honest. But before everything went down in Heimdall, I'd been exchanging intel with her on it, off and on. Same goes for me and Paula. I was hoping to get in touch with her to confirm the situation, but... So it's not just Heimdall-based Storgrads. It probably has nothing to be... It's probably nothing to be overly concerned about, but we still ought to keep them in mind. Now that Toa's back with us, we should let her know, too. Something on your mind, bro? It can't be. What can't be, Machias? My dad just sent me an orb mail about the current situation in Ortis. A certain someone was dispatched there recently by order of City Hall. Is there some sort of issue with that? Nah, it's not really a big deal, really. It's just my dad's been in kind of a tough spot in Ortis, what with his potential demotion and all. This could get messy for him. All I can hope is he keeps on fighting the good fight. I don't know all the details, but Machias seems pretty worried about his dad. That in mind, Valmar might be able to get us over to Ortis. Hey Machias, would you be up for sneaking into Ortis with me again? Even with the IDF there, we might still have a chance if we go with via Valmar. Rain, you mean it? Thanks. There's actually a few things I've been wanting to check on over there. If we could just get in touch with my dad and help him work this out, it'd mean the world to me. No time to waste then. Let's get going. Let's check it out. After contacting Governor Regnitz, the two headed for Ordis with Valmar's help. One of the governor's subordinates was waiting for them in Ordis and escorted them to the mansion with utmost secrecy. So how did Machias get here via Valmar? Thank you, Machias and Rain. You risked a lot to come back here. I only meant to report on what was happening lately. Guess I must have made you worry. We just wanted to check it and make sure everything was alright. It seems like new problems are sprouting up faster than weeds. Right, like the National Mobilization Laws Conscription and Requisitions Council? Yes, whereas the Government Accountability Inspectorate falls under the judicial branch. The Ministry of Justice is an executive agency where the Conscription and Requisitions Council was only just established. As the name suggests, they have the authority to requisition and conscript according to the law. So one of the council's members was sent to Ordis and is now carrying out the law. But this one person is now only targeting nobles. Yes, that's the information I received from the Vincent and Floral family. They seem to be covertly seizing assets way beyond what the law permits. Some noble families are now on the verge of bankruptcy. They're taking this way too far. It's almost as if they have a grudge against nobles. But that can't be right, they're nobility themselves. Indeed. One of them is the son of a count who was once in marriage talks with the Cayenne family. Depending on what happens, it could go against the secret non-intervention agreement with the nobles that Hugo and Vincent negotiated. I don't have the authority to execute anything now, but it's necessary to have oversight as a member of the Inspectorate. Well, I'll do all that I can to help now that I'm here. But this sounds very familiar. Pardon the intrusion, Governor Regnitz. Did something happen? One of the council members is currently exercising their duties at the harbor. The cargo transport ship shared by the noble families have been forcibly requisitioned. Well, that's not good. Alright, let's get started. It shouldn't take long since we're splitting the documents between us. Once they've been categorized, we'll send them out to the appropriate squadrons. Understood. You guys. What are you kids doing here? This is a restricted area. Huh. Hey, you in the glasses. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? You know this guy, Machias? Yeah, I had a feeling we would meet him here. It's been a while, Arthur. I haven't seen you since Sis's funeral. You mean... Oh, he was the scumbag. He was the scumbag that... Oh my god. Wow, first I get to see your dad again, now you, Machias. It's good to see you. Sounds like you've been doing some good work at Thor's and with the Government Accountability Inspectorate. Man, you've really grown. If I remember right, Machias' cousin was in a relationship with the noble son of a count. But then the Cayenne family butted in and caused everything to fall apart. And I hear you're no longer at City Hall. You are part of the executive committee that pushed the national mobilization law through, right? Yes, I applied right after the law was passed. I didn't ask to be transferred to Ordis. This was just a coincidence. After everything that happened, I figured I was in no position to face you or your father. Well, he feels guilty about it. I see. I'm not here in any official capacity, but there's still something I need to ask you. What exactly were you planning when you seized that ship? According to my father, the nobility intended it to be an emergency resource for refugees and victims of war. Even with the noble mobilization law in place, seizing supplies meant to support the citizens won't be allowed. Under normal circumstances, I'd agree with you. But the law can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. I've already had this policy approved by the committee. I argued that since the nobles have resources to spare, they should shoulder the lion's share of the burden. That's how you got around it? So it's true, you're not even hiding the fact that you're robbing the nobility blind. This is a blatant abuse of statutory interpretation. You know what's hilarious about this? That Machias has taken the side of the nobles for once. With all your experience, you have to know that. Machias, you remember the Civil War. You were there, after all. You've seen firsthand the suffering the nobles' foolishness has caused. Yeah? But that wasn't every noble, that was a handful. And the four great houses are the worst of all. Yes, they paid reparations, but it's not enough. They've held back the progress of the Empire and its people for generations. Here we go. We have to make them pay for everything they've done. If we are to overcome this war and create a brighter future, they must pay. What is this? I thought so. Arthur, listen to me. You can't do this. This isn't what Elsa would want. What? The whole time I've been trying to understand why you'd support the national mobilization law. I mean, you're from a noble family yourself. Why would you be so harsh on other nobles? But I think I have my answer now. You've never forgiven yourself for Elsa's death. The pressure from the nobility, the things you said, they've been weighing on you all these years. But I told her I'd treasure her as my mistress instead, if she just accept that we couldn't be married. I just don't understand. Why would she take her own life? I mean, it's not the best. What am I saying? What good will it do me to repent now, when it's too late? You see, you've regretted all this time and those feelings festered. Forgive me, but I've been keeping tabs on you in my spare time. After Elsa died, you left City Hall and continued working for a different department. Your ties with the Cayenne household were completely cut, and you're as good as disowned by your own family. Despite all that, in your own way, you've been trying to change the Empire's nobility. It's all been to atone for what happened to Elsa, isn't it? Oh. I mean, it's still, like, scummy that he was like, oh, she could just be my mistress. I don't deserve those words. Believe me, I know how you feel. Back then, I hated the nobles and how powerless I was to change anything. You must have lost any remaining faith in them thanks to the Civil War. So you used the national mobilization law to erode their power and put them in the line of fire. But this isn't right. It doesn't matter what dirty tactics your foes use or how much the odds are stacked against you. I believe in the law. If we really want to change the world, we have to do it by the book. Damn it, I know. I tried to do things legit, but it wasn't enough. No one's ever going to change anything that way. Not alone, we can't. I can only speak for myself, but I haven't given in yet. My cousin's death hit me hard. Just like you, I started to give in to my hatred. But the time I spent in Class 7 gave me a new outlook on the world and led me to the Inspectorate. I know there's a better way out there for you. I'll help you find it. It's the least I can do for the man my cousin loved. Machias. You really have become a fine young man. But me, I haven't grown as a person at all. How can I ever face you or your father after everything I've done? You shouldn't worry so much. Just come forward and face us head on. Governor Regnitz. For better or worse, I'm going to stick out my post as Imperial Governor from here on. But I can't do it alone. I'm going to need the help of young talent like Reen and Machias. That goes for you too, Arthur. We've worked together before and we can work together again. This is what Elsa would want. Yeah, I agree. What do you say, Arthur? Will you work with us to change this country for the better? Machias. Up there it goes. I messed up again, didn't I? I'm sorry, Elsa. What have I done? What about the 3 he sent in there to do some shady stuff? Arthur released the cargo ship and returned to its rightful owner. Though he'd continue working with the National Mobilization Law Committee, he promised to change his ways and revise the requisition policies. Looks like it turned out okay, huh, Machias? Yeah, I feel like I finally found some closure, too. Thank you, Reed. I don't think I'd ever have found the words to get through to Arthur if I hadn't met you. If I've grown, it's only thanks to you and Eustace, and the rest of Class 7, too. Well, you're welcome. But you've helped me out, too. I think I can put a little more trust in the future now. Who knows, I might even be able to reach some kind of understanding with my own father. Oh, right. I guess none of this even compares to that. You're gonna have your work cut out for you. Just know you can always count on me for anything. You're a good friend, Machias. Thank you. That was one of the longest bonding events we've had so far. Holy crap. That was a good one, though. I like that. Huh. Alright. Alright, who's next? Alright, Altina's closest, so let's go handle it. Let's see what Altina wants. Huh? What's Altina doing out here? She must be pretty lost in thought if she hasn't noticed me yet. She's so focused right now, but maybe I ought to check up on her as her instructor. Alright, I better snap her out of Columbus Elias. Huh? Where are you going? Instructor Reen. Nothing to worry about. I just have a few minor tasks I need to take care of. You don't need to trouble yourself with everybody's private matters. Altina, wait! Where's she heading off to? I better go after her with Valimar. I mean, I kind of agree that everyone has their own private stuff, but at the same time, in a situation that we're in, no one should be leaving the Merkbot without telling anybody. Reen explained the situation for the others and then began trying to figure out where Altina had gone. While searching the terminal document, she stumbled upon some disturbing information. It was related to Reen's hometown, Ymir. The government had a strategy in place to send the Imperial Defense Force to occupy this neutral region, capture the Baron and his wife, and draw Reen out in the open. Oh god. Today was the day this operation was scheduled to be put into action. Altina wants to put a stop to this because she feels responsible for what she did before. Class 7 immediately hurried to the Isengard mountain range. After hiding Valimar among the rocks, Reen made for Ymir as fast as his leg would carry him. Oh my god, you can tell these are the old models. Look how bad the background looks. Oh my god, this is Cold Steel 2 backgrounds. You can tell. Look at how, like pixely the rocks look. Please, I can't be too late. Stop right there, brat. Who would have thought a little kid like this could cause so much trouble? The Black Puppet. Wait, are you the Intelligence Division's Black Rabbit? Perfect. You can join the Baron until the Ashen Chevalier gets here. Oh, he transformed immediately. What the? Even the Zauber sold that. Impossible. Could it be him? There's no way. Take your hands off Altina. Instructor. Hey, pull yourselves together. We're the Imperial Defense Force, for crying out loud. Call for reinforcements. We'll surround him. Sorry to break it to you, but they already left. Lecter? You. Scarecrow. The Ironbloods, what are you doing here? I was gonna ask you that. Ymir is neutral. We have a non-interference agreement. I guarantee you this is because of Osborn. Osborn and Reen's father... funny to say it that way, but Tio Schwarzer and Osborn are friends. And that's probably why he's not going to involve it in any of this. I applaud your passion for your work, but breaking that agreement by coming here isn't something we look kindly on. But we were just... Major, what about the Ashes Chevalier's actions at Ordis and the Fortress? What are a few sacrifices if it means stopping him from stemming the war effort? Look, I didn't come here to talk military strategy. You're to leave the area immediately. That comes straight from the Old Blood and Iron himself. The Chancellor. You heard the man withdraw. Yeah, of course. Osborn's not going to capture one of his closest friends. Sorry about that. Some of our troops have more enthusiasm than sense. I'll be making an example of that. No one will dare touch Ymir again. Lecter, what are you... Well then, see you around. Don't be too harsh on the Black Rabbit, okay? She did all this for your sake, after all. You never get a read on that guy. Of course, my controller battery's low. I'm very sorry for acting so recklessly. I just wanted to help, and... Thank goodness you're alright. I appreciate the sentiment, but please don't do that again. Talk things through with someone. Don't just rush out on your own. I won't be able to take it if I lose you too. Aw. Okay. Yeah, after Millium. Of course, I should have thought of that. I could have put him through the same pain he felt when he lost her. I'm sorry. I promise I won't do anything like this again. Okay, as long as you understand. You're okay. Everything's fine.
変わらなくちゃ、私も。ミリアムさんのように。あの人だって後悔しているはず。あくまで私なりのやり方で、この人の弱さを守れるくらいに。なんだろう、この気持ち。ユーナさんたちに感じるのとは違う。この感情の名前は。
Rain and Altina climb back up the mountain to Valimar. They made it back to the Merc Boss safely and reunited with their friends. Alright, well, maxed out with Altina. Instructor Reen, I'm really sorry about what happened before. It won't happen again. Okay, as long as you understand, I'm just glad you're alright. Instructor, thank you. How do I really feel about him? Well, you're just like all the other girls in Class 7. You love him, apparently. I think we can handle at least one more. Let's do the Alphen one. And then we'll save, Oh, Laura's one of the ones down here, too. I totally didn't even notice. Yeah, so we'll do Alphen, since we're going to run into her first. And then we'll handle Toa, Kurt, and, Laura's next time. I kind of want to try and get this done before my controller dies, so I don't have to, like, switch controllers. Oh, I remember this one. Okay. Yeah, let's do this one. What's with the flowers in the suitcase, Your Highness? Oh, I'm just preparing myself is all. I was wondering if we could make a stop by Ulster once the opportunity allows. I see, Prince Oliver's childhood hometown. A state funeral for the victims has already been performed in Heimdallr. Their remains, however, were completely incinerated. Though the grave itself is quite extravagant, it's actually empty. No matter how I thought about it, I just couldn't picture my brother's soul lying to rest there. I'd just like to go back to his old home just once to lay some flowers there. Your Highness. Oh, it's just a personal whim of mine, really. We can talk about this more when the time is right. I should instead be thinking of what kind of contributions I can make for the ship, shouldn't I? Remember, I'm a member of this crew before I'm a princess. Don't hesitate to assign me my fair share of work. Prince Oliver's hometown, huh? Maybe I should pay my respects too. If you're up for it, Your Highness, I could have Valimar take us there. I'd like to pay my respects to Prince Oliver as well. Reen, I would really appreciate that, thank you. Let's do it. I think usually when you get the low battery warning, it's like, you get like 30 more minutes. Reen and Alfin took Valimar to a remote region of Erebonia. They went down to Ulster, taking care not to be conspicuous. Here we made it. Sorry for making you carry so much, Reen. Oh no, I'm glad I could help, but it's not so much to carry, I assure you. But I think I can tell what this is just by the weight of it. Between that and what she was talking with Sandy about earlier. This is where the Lenheim household was. This is where Oliver was born and raised. I've been wanting to make a visit, but it burned down before I could. You know, those of us in Class 7 actually did stop by back during the Civil War. Yuna and the others told me about it, that lightning struck it a few months ago. Could that have been some kind of omen? Anyway, I'd like to offer some flowers and pay our respects. You see this monument, it's... Something the matter? Oh, someone laid a rose already. They must have had the same idea and got here before us. I think I know who. Oh, is it Cedric? That black ribbon is used by the Arnor house in times of mourning. It must have been Cedric. Oh. What exactly is going through his mind? There's this, but what happened in the Crimson Wings in the first place? He thinks he has a right to mourn Oliver. But I suppose the same could be said about me. Your Highness? I asked Emma and Selene about the rivalries, Reen. If you do wind up facing off against Cedric, if you feel any pity or sympathy for him, you must bury it, even if it's a matter of life and death. Your Highness. Reen, you've always been so gentle by nature. To be honest, if you do end up fighting Cedric, I worry that your kindness could cause you to hesitate. To prevent him from doing any more damage than he already has. Princess Alfin, I'm afraid I can't allow myself to do that. When it comes to Prince Cedric, I have Kurt to consider as well. But I have to think about you too. I'm not under the illusion that everything going forward will be anything but complicated. This is Prince Cedric we're talking about, your twin brother and the closest to you in a lot of ways, Your Highness. What happens with the rivalries is not set in stone. I think that the best thing is for you to think about what you yourself would like to do. Once I know how I can help, I'll do anything and everything in my power to do so. Reen, I still have a lot to figure out. With things as they are, I think that Elise would just laugh. But it's true. With Father out of commission and with Mother being held captive, well, she's not. I must face Cedric in place of Oliver. Even simply as his only sister, I will think over matters carefully. I won't run away from this. That sounds like a good idea to me, Your Highness. Prince Cedric also offered flowers here. I think that act conveys a certain sentiment. Thanks, Reen. Alright, I actually had something I wanted to do here. You know that case I've been making you lug around? Is that his loot? I was almost sure it was a loot, is it? Haha, yes it is. A most beloved souvenir from Oliver's travels to Liberal. I've actually been taking the odd lesson here and there lately. I just might be able to hash my way through a song or two. If she plays his song, I'm gonna lose it. According to Sandy, the mayor's out for the moment, so we're not pressed for time. Oh, that's good. The whole situation with the mayor sure is strange. Valmar's on standby, so I can't see a reason why we need to hurry. I'd be honored if you would play for me, Your Highness. I'm a little nervous. Okay, deep breath and... It is the song. Sorry, Reen. I was able to play it better earlier. I really was. Maybe the size is throwing me off? It really can make a big difference. I think this particular lute is a little big for most women. That was Amber Amore, right? Would you mind if I play a little too? Well, that's right. Elise mentioned you know how to play the lute. That explains why you were such a perfect lead guitar for your performance at the Academy Festival 2 years ago. I suppose so. My dad gave me some lessons growing up. I'm no virtuoso, but it's a pretty famous song, so maybe we can make our way through it. It is a shame that this isn't voiced. I'd even like it better if you just, like, heard, like, Olivia's voice in the background. When was the last time we heard him play this song? Did he play when he was on Ashley and Jingo's roof? Was he playing this? I can't recall. That might have been the last time we heard it. We also obviously heard it in both first chapter and second chapter. Such a good song. That was lovely, Reen. Really lovely. You might even be better than Oliver. Thanks, but given how often he played this lute, I'd be surprised if that were the case. Hearing this song again really takes me back. I used to listen to it a lot when I was little. It seems Oliver's mother, it seemed that Ariel really loved it. This song is how she expressed her feelings when she refused Father's marriage proposal back when he was the crown prince. I really feel like I can imagine her performance from Oliver's eyes. I see. His Majesty the Emperor told me she refused his proposal, but I didn't know this song played a role in it. It looks like Oliver was filled with the same sentiment. I get the feeling that the basic ideas and emotions we have as people don't really change much from generation to generation. Mine as well. Huh? I think we'll be finding out Elise's whereabouts sooner rather than later. You're going to find her, Reen. Find her and bring her back. I think that fate has set this course. When someone is kind enough to assert that, it does make you focus in the face of what lies ahead of you. That's exactly what I intend to do as well. This isn't the time to be reserved. Right here in this situation... I'm sure Oliver would be in total agreement if he were here, though my thoughts regarding Cedric here are less clear.
好きです、リーンさん。
Oh, that was fast.
あの2年前のパンタグリュエル。私を解放してくださったあの日から。
So everything before that was just teasing. Got it.
親友の兄君に対してではなく、エレボニアの公女としてでもなく、一人の娘として、あなたという人。
I think that your lovely performance charmed this out of me, Reen. And you don't need to give me an answer or anything, okay? I just wanted to share how I feel about you. It seems like all the girls are doing that. You know, she's saying the same thing that Fee said. Well, Alisa just kind of pushed him away, but Fee and Alpha in here had the same kind of like thing. I think that a lot of things might change for you when Elisa's back. Once the real battle begins, I don't think there'll be any chances like this. Your Highness. Should we be heading back to the ship then? We still need to determine where Elise is. I actually think I might be able to help Toa out. Rain and Alphen departed Alster after giving their best to Sandy and the others. Okay. The princess carried the loot case on the way back, saying she could handle it all on her own now. Alright. So, that was nice. So, next time we're going to do the last 3 bonding events, which are for Kurt, which is funny because Kurt might have to do with Cedric as well. Kurt, Toa, and then Laura. So we'll handle those, and then we'll get started on our request for touring Erebonia Day 3. So yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.